So if you were listening a few minutes ago during the announcement video, you heard the flower duet from Opera Lakme by Leo Delibes. Our opening words are a translation of the lyrics. I am not going to try to sing it as an opera.
Darn.
You're welcome. Under the thick dome where the white jasmine with the roses entwined together, on the riverbank covered with flowers laughing in the morning, let us descend together. Gently floating on its charming risings, on the river's current, on the shining waves, one hand reaches for the bank where the spring sleeps and the bird sings. Under the thick dome where the white jasmine, calling us together. Under the thick dome where white jasmine with the roses entwined together, on the riverbank covered with flowers laughing in the morning, let us descend together.
You belong among the wildflowers. You belong on a boat out at sea. Sail away, kill off the hours. You belong somewhere you feel free.
Sail away, go find a lover. Go away, somewhere bright and new. I've seen no other that compares with you. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong on a boat out at sea. You belong with your love on your arms. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, go find a lover. Run away, let your heart be your guide. You deserve the deepest of cover. You belong in that home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere close to me, far away from trouble and worry. You belong somewhere you feel. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere close to me, far away, trouble and worry. You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong somewhere you feel free.
Welcome. My name is Patrick Westcott. I am the chair-elect to the MVUUF Board of Trustees. We come in a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. Some of us grow in bunches. Some of us grow alone. Some of us are cupped inward. Some of us spread ourselves out wide. Some of us are old and dried and tougher than we appear. Some of us are still in bud. Some of us grow low to the ground, and some of us stretch toward the sun. Some of us feel like weeds sometimes. Some of us carry seeds sometimes. Some of us are prickly sometimes. Some of us smell. And all of us are beautiful. What a bouquet of people we are. May these words from Thomas Rhodes serve as a beautiful welcome for everyone joining us for our special Flower Communion service today. Let us continue by joining our voices together for today's chalice lighting. Be like the flowers who don't worry about how they're going to bloom. They just open up and turn toward the light, and that makes them beautiful.
Anyone else that brought flowers today, I invite you to bring them up and put them in one of the vases. Just as each flower in our bouquet is different, so are the stories we carry today. Some of us come with joy blooming bright. Some of us carry sorrow quiet and deep, and all of it belongs here. We offer today a moment of silence, a sacred space to hold one another in love, like a garden holding many kinds of flowers. Let us now enter into a time of shared stillness and offer into that silence our joys and sorrows. And I offer this prayer today for our flower communion. Spirit of life that stirs within all, we give thanks for seeds, tiny beginnings with great promise. We give thanks for soil, the ground that holds us and helps us grow. We give thanks for rain and sunlight, for the nourishment we see and the care we cannot always see. May we learn from the garden to be patient, to be rooted, to reach toward the light, and to grow in our own time. Help us care for one another as gardeners care for the earth with gentleness, with love, and with hope in every season. Blessed be and amen.
So we have a story, if there are any kids who would like to come in and see it, or adults. Adults are here already. Working, there we go. So this is Something Someday by Amanda Gorman. I hear people recognizing her name. She read the inaugural poem for Joe Biden. You are told that this is not a problem, but you're sure there's something wrong. You are told that this cannot be fixed, but you know you can help. You are told this is too big for you, but you've seen the tiniest things make a huge difference. You are told this won't work, but how will you know if you never try? You are told to sit and wait, but you know people have already waited too long. You're told that what's going on is very, very sad, but you're not just sad. You're scared. You're confused. You're angry. And maybe, just maybe, a little hopeful. You're told not to hope, but you keep hoping anyway. Sometimes you feel like you're all alone, but someday, somewhere, you find a friend. Someone who will hope with you, who believes in your dream, someone who will fight with you. You make a promise to each other. You say, there is a problem, but it's our problem together, so we can fix it together. The problem is big, but together we are bigger. You make another friend and tell them it's okay to be sad. And they tell you, sometimes we'll lose, but that's all right. We'll try again. And so you do, together, working, together, beginning, over and over and over and over. Until you're no longer beginning. You're winning. Suddenly there's something you're sure is right. Something you know you helped fix. Something small that changed something big. Something that worked. Something that makes you feel hopeful, happy, and loved. Something that is not a dream, but the day you live in. Something that makes you smile as you tell someone else.
Again, I see folks that have arrived with flowers. Anytime you can just bring them up here and put them in the vases. Chad can help with that. One of the things that makes us smile is when we get to share this faith of ours with others, with new friends. And we are indeed blessed on this day to be welcoming new members to the fellowship. These folks have found a place to call home here, a place that feels right, a place where they can work with others on the things big and small that the world needs tending to, a place where they can feel hopeful and loved. So will you please welcome the following folks to be welcomed as new members to the fellowship, and as I call your name, I invite you to come up here and maybe stand right there behind the flowers. Dave and Sue Martin, Elizabeth Williams, Shannon McClure, Dave Myrie, and Peter Prentice. Don Myrie. Did I say Don? I said Don. Here he's on his way up. I don't think Elizabeth is here today. Oh, she is. There she is. I didn't see her.
As the chair of the Board of Trustees of this fellowship, we welcome you as new members of our community this morning. You have come to worship, play, work, and grow among us. Ours is a free journey without creeds or prescribed beliefs, and you are free to bring your ideas and beliefs to this congregation as we share the path ahead with you. We invite you to join us in our search for meaning and purpose in this life, informed by our individual beliefs and the traditions and values of Unitarian Universalism.
Joining MVUUF means being a part of this gathered community, speaking out on the future of our congregation, offering and receiving gifts of the Spirit, supporting others, and being supported in return. If it is your intention to join us in our work of building a better world through love and service, please respond with, I will.
I will.
Members of the congregation, will you join me with joy in reading the words on the screen to welcome our new members? We receive you with open hands and hearts. As you join us, we once again renew our own commitment to this religious community. We are proud and happy to have you among us. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
In recognition of your place among us and within our UU faith, we offer you the gift of one of these homemade chalices in front of the flowers to take home with you. May it remind you of the light of truth you seek, the fire of commitment you carry, and the warmth of this community which you now belong.
Yes.
You can choose a chalice and return to your seats.
Okay. This is very exciting. So, I have a big announcement to make. The transition team and the Board of Trustees of MVUF are very pleased to tell you that we have hired a minister for 1 year for 25-26. Her name is Reverend Diana McLean. She comes to us after 2 years as the minister at the Mankato Unitarian Universalist Church. She has extensive experience as a minister, writer, teacher, and administrator, and she is currently working on her Doctor of Ministry in Creative Writing and Public Theology. She has a website, www, I don't know if we have it on here, but it's sacreddepths.com. And she has a recently published book, Love is the Why, Heart-Centered Poems from a Queer Woman Minister. She will begin her duties on August 1st. So this was I want to thank the board and the transition team especially for all of the work. This took a lot of time and energy, and we thank you. The people that are on the board and the transition team, why don't you stand up so we can all see who you are? Liv and all these people worked really hard. I don't see Sarah Collins was integral to this. I was, as you know, I was gone for a while, and she kind of took it over and just did an amazing job. Anyway, We are planning to have a meet and greet for the whole congregation, actually on Monday, June 9th. Everyone's welcome. It's just going to be punch and cookies down in Fellowship Hall. Because of our new Jazzercise rental, we won't be starting until 7:30 because they are in here till 7 o'clock. But on Monday, we'll be sending out an email about this. If you'd like to meet her before she starts in August, that will be your chance. Monday, June 9th at 7:30. And if you have any questions about the process, please feel free to contact one of us who are just standing up. All right, thank you. Oh, the video, yes. And here's a video that she made to say hello.
Hi, I'm Reverend Diana McLean, and I'm delighted to be your next minister at Minnesota Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I'll be starting there in August and look forward to meeting you in person then. But in the meantime, I just wanted to share a few brief things about myself. I live in Minneapolis with my wife, Reverend Shay McKay, who's also a Unitarian Universalist minister, and one dog, Gus, and one cat, Maya, and many, many books. We are a family of bookworms. I love travel and arts and crafts and reading and writing, and I look forward to sharing theology and interests and experiences with you in the months ahead. See you soon.
Diana was just at my house yesterday as she and her wife were buying our patio set. That we're not taking with us. So we're friends, and I just want to say you're in really good hands. So congratulations to the transitions team and the board for all their hard work, and congratulations to Diana as well. A couple other announcements that we have. There's a drone photo of the congregation that's happening right after the service today, and the fellow that's leading that, he's going to give you instructions about that at the end of the service. But what I can tell you now that you need to know is our flower communion is going to be a little bit different this year because we don't want you to all grab wet flowers and then go out for a photo. So after the service, we're going to put these vases of flowers down on one of the welcome tables, and then after the photo's done, then please take some flowers home with you. And then following that is our annual picnic. That's not going to be where it's been the last couple of years over at Three Rivers, but it's going back to where it used to be at Moir Park, which is this way. We'll be in the big shelter that's outside, so please join us for that. I also want to alert you that Chad's final service where he's in the pulpit is on the 15th this month. Please come and join us for that celebration, and my final service in the pulpit is June 29th, and I hope to see you all there. I will say, I know some of you are gone that week for whatever things, it's summer. If you want to spend time with me before I go, just send me an email. I have been having coffee with people and spending time with people when I can, so if that's something that you want to do, especially if you're not going to be here on that day, please just drop me a note or a text or something. Linda alluded to the fact that we have to have the gathering meet and greet for Diana at 7:30 because Jazzercise is here. So you all need to know that Jazzercise is here. They start tomorrow, and they will be having Jazzercise here every morning during the week and in the evenings as well. This definitely is a lot more in our schedule in terms of renters than we've had before. If you are a lay leader or if you are somebody who is planning on stopping by here with a couple of people to meet, please know that those things are going on and don't go downstairs when that's happening. Also, there's just more meetings than ever lately, and we have more renters. There's another rental group that's going to be here, a parenting group of some sort this month too, or the first 2 weeks of this month. Please connect with Jeannie if you're planning on having a committee or some kind of organizational meeting, because sometimes the spaces are getting double booked and we just need to know. And the same goes if you're using the Zoom room. Please, lay leaders, let us know when you're using those so that we don't have two people signing in on it at the same time. I also know that some of the committees are taking the summer off, which is also great. And as it's summer, the hospitality teams are also off. So I'm just gonna pass around the sign up for hospitality for the summer, if you know that you're coming to certain services, or if you wanna make sure that you come to services occasionally. Please sign up to be an usher or a greeter, or bring some rhubarb crisp or whatever you want to do. That would be great. Summer is a time when we all pitch in to make sure that the hospitality is going well. That's what I have for announcements. And that, yeah, Barb?
I know we eliminated most joys and concerns because we have a packed schedule.
Right.
Two things. Betty Miller had spinal surgery on Wednesday. I'm sure she'd appreciate cards. And Gail Russell is,
Oh.
this is her last Sunday with us.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I bought a house.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations, Gail, and we are going to miss you so much, and I can vouch for how hard it is to leave this community. I've got the grief myself right now.
And I want to say thank you to all of you who not only given me rides and helped me pack, but given me so much encouragement that I couldn't make it through all
Thanks, Gail. Are you going to be at the picnic? Oh. Okay, well, hug Gail as you can on the way out, and we wish you well. And you said Betty is, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Betty Miller had spinal surgery on
Oh, that's
Wednesday.
on Wednesday. And Betty's had a lot of procedures lately, so please keep her in your thoughts as well. Here's a great joy thing that's happening. Carla, you want to come up here? We are sponsoring Pride this year. Woohoo! And here to tell you all about Pride things is Carla, who's already dressed for it. Oh, it's June 1st. Happy Pride. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'll present it.
Happy Pride, everybody. How's everyone doing? Okay, so I am excited to come talk to you about Bloomington Pride. First of all, Bloomington Pride is a nonprofit organization that formed 2 years ago. Its primary focus was to take over the Pride Festival from Twin Cities Pride, and they've been doing that for 2 years now, and they've been doing a great job. This year, the festival moves to June, so it's been in the fall. In the past, this year, it'll be this June. It'll be Sunday the 22nd from 1 to 6 p.m. It's going to be on the east lawn of Civic Plaza. There's going to be vendors, there's going to be food, there's going to be entertainment. They just signed a new band that's going to come in and play. They are very excited. Usually the high schools perform. There's drag, there's dancing, there's singing. It is fantastic. Bring a chair, have some yummy food. Also, Bloomington Pride is also in charge of doing things like sponsoring events for, by, about, with, around LGBTQ folks, creating common spaces and community. So there's going to be other things coming up. Yes, we are a sponsor, MBUUF. I am so proud of you. Well done. We were able to get this done in conjunction with our Social Action Racial Justice Committee. The board was helping out. We have several members who've been part of this effort. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We were able to ask the board for a loan, just a loan of $1,000 to become a bronze sponsor. What that means is that we are putting our name out there in the community, which is actually part of our Vision 2025 goals. So we are sponsoring an organization that has like-minded goals. We're putting our name out there. We're doing a good thing, so well done. And but we do have to pay the board back. And there's 2 ways we're going to do that. The first way is Sarge has named Bloomington Pride our sharing partner for the summer. What that means is that half of all monies collected during the summer, during the offering time, will be put towards those $1,000 to pay back. Now that means we're probably going to gather about $500 total for that cause. So we need another $500 to match those funds. We have already approximately $300 worth of individual donations. And if you're interested in doing a one-time donation, you can do that as well. I believe there are.
That QR code goes to the donate page, which you can click on Sunday sharing, or you can click on Bloomington Pride.
So there you go. So please, please, please help us out, make us proud, live out and proud, and help us meet our goal of paying for this so that we don't affect our precious, precious budget, which is going to all sorts of other things. They're also looking for volunteers. So there's 2 ways you can volunteer. You can volunteer through MVUUF. We have a booth there, and we have lots of fun. We do glitter blessings, and we talk about OWL. That's another shirt, though, not this one. We talk about how our faith is centered in love. It is a fantastic thing. Also, the event itself is looking for volunteers. They need help guiding people, helping sponsors set up, all sorts of things. So there's 2 ways to volunteer. You can volunteer through MVUUF, or you can email Bloomington Pride. All this information will be in the Unison. I'm sure it'll be in Friday emails. So thank you, thank you. I look forward to seeing you all at Pride, and well, at the Sunday picnic also. Thank you so much. Oh, yes, sorry. On that note of sharing, can the ushers please come forward and take the offering?
much. That's one of my favorite songs. She knows that. I cried before I came this morning, so I got it all out beforehand. I just wanted to take a minute. It's Nicole and Lark's last service because they go off on the summer. And also, is Maria upstairs or is she downstairs? She's downstairs. I just want to say, since you're here and it's public, and I know you won't be here at the end of the month, that how much it's meant for, I'm not going to cry. How much it's meant to work with you both, so thank you. Diana really has a dream team, so, but I will see you at happy hour in a couple of weeks at Jean's house, so it's not like it's goodbye right now, but it's an amazing, we have an amazing team here, and I'm so grateful for both of you for inspiring me every week. Thank you. Today, we celebrate one of our most beloved and distinctly Unitarian Universalist traditions, flower communion. It's a ritual that speaks of diversity, beauty, and shared community. Each of us brings a flower, each of us takes a different one home, offering and receiving, giving and being given to. But this morning, I want to invite us to look a little closer at the flowers themselves, not just their vibrant colors or perfect petals, but their stories. Because every flower you see today, whether from your own garden or picked up from the store or from a neighbor's field or a crack in the sidewalk, every single bloom is a testimony to resilience. That resilience is no more clear than in the Gospel of the Dandelion. The flower people love to hate. The one that gets mowed down, plucked, poisoned, dug up with those unruly long tools because their roots are so big. Again and again, and yet somehow, defiantly, joyfully and stubbornly, they return. Dandelions grow in sidewalks and parking lots and abandoned lots and fields no one has cared for in years. They don't wait for ideal conditions. They don't need perfect soil. They just bloom relentlessly, courageously, beautifully, and there's gospel in that. So too is there a valuable lesson to be had in knowing the gifts that the dandelion presents to the world. Within the interdependent web, dandelions serve as a valuable food source for bees and other pollinators early in the season. And the deep taproot of the dandelion helps to break up compacted soil and bring nutrients closer to the surface, benefiting other plants while improving the structure of the soil through aeration. At the end of its life, the plant's decomposition adds again to the organic matter of the soil. And though we humans often think they are a nuisance, they have really great benefits for us too. Dandelion greens, blossoms, stems, and roots are all edible, and they're all quite nutritious. They contain antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that may contribute to various health benefits and support good liver function. Current research is exploring dandelions' potential in areas like blood sugar management, cholesterol reduction, blood pressure control, and even cancer prevention. Despite the fact that many of us still want to think them useless, they are not, and they still bloom. In the face of difficulty, when conditions are not ideal, when the world is unkind to them over and over again, they still bloom. They bloom where they're not wanted, and they will in your yard shortly. They bloom in resistance. So in this way, they're not a nuisance. They're not. What they are prophets. Prophets whose very existence can be a reminder of our own beauty, our own usefulness, and our own resilience. I hope you think of that when they start creeping in your yard soon. And they're not alone. They're not alone. Flowers paint this picture for us over and over and over again, this picture of resilience. Crocuses push through frozen soil. Wildflowers reclaim landscapes and burst into a sea of color when desert receives rain. Nature is not gentle. It is fierce, but it's also deeply and always defiantly life-giving. The flowers know this. They don't forget this like we are prone to forget. They seem to understand something about timing. They do not rush. They do not bloom before their season. They wait quietly, patiently, and when the time is right, even if conditions are harsh, they still rise. They also seem to understand something about interdependence. Flowers don't exist alone. They rely on sun, wind, water, bees, birds, and even the fungi beneath the soil to connect their roots underground. They flourish in ecosystems of support, just like us. When life is difficult, when losses are piling up, when injustice seems unending and our spirits are cracked like dry earth, we can forget that joy can still return, that beauty is still part of the equation. The flowers, resilient, radiant, and rebellious, remind us that we too are always destined to bloom. Some of us have bloomed in conditions no one else saw coming, in secret, in silence, in the shadows. We survived the storm, the loss, the drought, the long cold winter, and we are still here. And that is holy. That is the real miracle of this life. And some of us here are still waiting to bloom, still underground, still gathering, still healing. And we are still here. And that too is holy. Our annual flower ceremony is a spiritual communion, if you will. It honors our journeys. It honors our worth and our belonging to one another. In communion with one another, that's when we're reminded. We're reminded that beauty can bloom in even hard places, that we are always still growing, that we are always connected, like the flowers in the field, by invisible threads of care. And when we take a different flower home today, may it be a reminder that someone else in this community showed up here today, that they offered something of themselves, that they too have bloomed through difficulty. May it remind us of our own resilience and our own beauty and our calling to take tender care of one another. And as we leave here later today with flowers in hand, heed this charge to you, beloved friends. In a world that can be hard, bloom anyway. When you feel overlooked, bloom anyway. When the soil is dry and the sun too harsh, bloom anyway. Bloom with stubborn hope. Bloom with radical love. Bloom not because life is easy, but because you are alive and it is your birthright to bloom. Let this flower communion remind us we are more resilient than we know, and we are not alone. And we are all, every one of us, beautiful. Blessed be. Amen. Nori Clay is my favorite 2-year-old. I think I've talked about her before. She's the daughter of Reverend Jessica Clay over at White Bear. who, by the way, is best friends with Shay, who is married to Reverend Diana, which means that this might not be the last minister who references this particular toddler. So, anyway, I babysit Nori usually once or twice a month, and after bath time and running around naked time and story time and one more story time and one more story time, there's always one last request that she has before she will let herself be put to bed. Rose, she says. Sing Rose, she demands, before you can get her tucked in. This is a child of a UU minister, and since she was a tiny baby, her mother has been singing to her every night, I know this rose will open. This is a simple song with only one small verse, yet it holds within it the promise of everything. Please join in singing our hymn number 396, I know this rose will open. Maybe Nicole's going to give us some instructions on how we're going to do this.
We'll do this canon one time in unison and 2 times in a round, dividing in sections. So section 1, section 2 and 3 will be split right down the middle, and section 4 in that aisle over there. And I think I have help.
4 helpers.
Jody, you coming?
Yes, I can. I wasn't
You're coming.
but I will.
Leslie, great. Thank you. 396. There's our notes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open. I know this rose. I know this rose. I know this rose. I know this rose. I know my fear. I know my fear. I know my soul. I know its wings. I know this rose. I know this rose. I know this rose will burn away. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul. I know its wings. I know this rose will open. This rose will open. This rose will open.
Friends, will you join me in the words for extinguishing our chalice? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Our closing words this morning are from Michael de Vernon Boblet. Blessed be the flower that triumphs at last over the snows, over the centuries, over the heavy feet of cattle and soldiers, treading down the fragile places of the earth. Blessed be the flower that triumphs at last over the tangled branches, the withered stem, over the tearing thorns of roses and of barbed wire. Blessed be the flower that triumphs at last, even over the hand that gathers it, cuts it off from life, from roots, from the memory and the taste of iron and tears in the soil. Blessed be the flower that triumphs at last over the closed rooms that are not its home, over efforts to domesticate its wild truth, over the vain words of priests and poets. Blessed be the flower that triumphs at last over us, over pasts and futures, over words and silences, over deaths and lives, placing them all in their proper place, restoring all things to their joyful smallness. Blessed be the flower that triumphs at last.